Tonight, firefighters brave catastrophic conditions as blazes threaten homes across New South Wales. Two young siblings fall from a Sydney unit block. And exclusive, Joanne Lee's back in Australia to find the body of Peter Falconio.
And that's how I'm going to find Pete, then that's what I'm prepared to do.
This is NBN News with Jane Goldsmith.
Good evening. New South Wales is tonight in the grip of a major fire emergency, with properties under threat and some reports some have already been lost. Conditions deteriorated throughout the day as intense heat was followed by strong winds. Several fires are currently at emergency level, including one at Boggabri in the northwest, a blaze at Lower Papenbarra on the mid-north coast, and another near Kempsey, and one at Sir Ivan west of the Upper Hunter. And Papenbarra Road, west of Wauchope, remains blocked off tonight as residents of surrounding properties face an anxious wait.
We've had bushfires around us, but never right near the house, and we're right on the road, so it's pretty devastating.
A 40-year-old man has been arrested over a bushfire at Mangrove Creek on the Central Coast. The blaze began just after midnight. No buildings were damaged. Meanwhile, a teenager has been charged with arson-related offences over a grass fire at Orange in the Central West. The flames took hold near an industrial area yesterday afternoon, but crews managed to put it out before any properties were damaged. A 13-year-old boy is expected to face court tomorrow. The Hunter Valley again sweltered under the extreme weather conditions, Singleton equalling yesterday's record 47 degrees. As residents across the region tried to find respite, firefighters went on red alert.
Aerial support at the ready.
To other news now, and police are appealing for witnesses following a fatal crash in the Hunter Valley today. Emergency crews were called to the accident at Wollombi at about 1 p.m. to find a 23-year-old man trapped in a vehicle. He later died from his injuries. A teenager had to be winched to safety after being bitten by a snake near Armidale yesterday. The drama unfolded at a popular swimming spot in the Oxley Wild Rivers National Park. The 18-year-old man was administered with anti-venom by a paramedic on board the Westpac Rescue helicopter and flown to John Hunter Hospital. His condition isn't considered life-threatening. Still to come. Cruise ship passengers back on dry land after 2 days stranded at sea. A 5-year-old girl is fighting for life tonight after she and her brother plunged 10 metres from an apartment window at Bankstown in Sydney. It's believed the young siblings were jumping on a bed when a bit of harmless fun went horribly wrong.
In scorching heat, paramedics do all they can to save not one but two young children.
Joanne Lees, the British woman whose boyfriend Peter Falconio was shot dead in the Australian outback in 2001, has revealed she now wishes she had also died. Ms Lees is back in the country for a fresh search for Mr Falconio's body after the backpacker fell victim to gunman Bradley John Murdoch. In a major exclusive, 60 Minutes reporter Liz Hayes spoke to Joanne about the grim task.
Do you recognise the courage that you had that night?
And you can see the full story and interview with Joanne Lees on 60 Minutes tonight at 8:40. Also coming up later in the news, the woman held captive for months by a serial killer. And also ahead, beating the heat, a car takes an unexpected dip on the Gold Coast. And a special report as we go inside Australia's largest demolition project. Returning now to our top story, the fire emergency that's gripping New South Wales. One resident is said to have suffered serious burns at the blaze at Boggabri in the northwest. Meanwhile, reporter Gabrielle Boyle filed this update on the Sir Ivan bushfire raging to the west of Cassilis a short time ago.
I'm joining you from the Golden Highway, which is about 40 kilometres east of Dunedoo. And if I step aside here, that thick black smoke you can see there, right behind that is the tiny township of Urabri. Fire jump containment lines here around midday, and that is when things have really deteriorated. Young families and the elderly have been evacuated from homes here, but those fit to stay and capable, well, they've stayed to help firefighters here on the scene. With unconfirmed reports, 6, possibly 8 houses inside that small village have already been lost.
Gabrielle Boyle reporting there. Overseas now, and heavy rain has caused buildings to buckle and collapse in Peru's north. Onlookers quickly search for anyone trapped in the rubble. At least 25 people have been killed during floods in the country this year. Well, it's over to sport now with Mitch Hughes, and plenty of big names in new jerseys last night, Mitch.
There were, in a moment of truth or two. Thanks, Jane. Coming up, Robbie Farah debuts for the Bunnies, while Jamal Idris makes an emotional return to the field. And we sit down with NRL boss Todd Greenberg ahead of the new season. "672 days away from the NRL and a trip around the world have done wonders for Jamal Idris. The 26-year-old looked fitter and years younger as he pulled on his boots for the first time since 2015.
Slimmer, stronger and faster. After nearly 2 years out of the game, Jamal Idris made an emotional return to the field.
In a moment, Ashton Agar stakes his claim for a spot in the first test. Ashton Agar's push to be picked for the first test against India has gathered more momentum, with the all-rounder top scoring with 74 before retiring in an intra-squad match. 13-year-old wildcard Zali Kelly from the far north coast has taken out this year's Girls Pro Junior at Surfest. In the boys' event, Liam O'Brien endured a nervous wait before he was awarded the crown.
Conditions may not have been ideal, but the finalists were making the most of the waves on offer. Indonesia's Rio Wader set the early tone, and O'Brien found plenty to work with.
Thanks, Mitch. Well, how hot did it get in the Hunter? We'll check it next. Weather time now. A cool change has thankfully pushed through the region, bringing relief from that extreme heat. Temperatures peaked at 47 degrees in Singleton and 46 at Cessnock for the second day in a row, both equalling records set yesterday. But the big surprise today, coastal Port Macquarie recorded a staggering 47 degrees. Now here's a spot to cool off, the heritage-listed Bogey Hole, a very popular place to be as we sweltered through this weekend. Up to the satellite, thick cloud with a cold front and trough in the state's south is bringing rain near the coast. Cloud in the north with a low pressure trough is generating showers and storms. Tomorrow, an active monsoon trough and low across northern Australia will trigger heavy showers and storms. Another trough will bring showers with hot northwesterly winds over Queensland and northern New South Wales. Extreme heat again in the valley, more than 10 degrees cooler on the coast today. Thankfully, the hot, gusty and dangerous west-northwesterlies have shifted to cooler southeasterlies, and some showers have rolled in. After notching up their hottest ever day on record, Singleton and Cessnock did it again today. 47 at Singleton, 46 at Scone, Cessnock, 45 at Maitland today. Newcastle had a top of 33, 30 at the Bay. The cool southerly change means much more comfortable conditions tomorrow. It'll be partly cloudy with a slight chance of a shower at night. Newcastle, a lovely 25 degrees, 31 for Wallsend and Maitland, 34 the top at Singleton, Muswellbrook and Scone. Coastal waters information for tomorrow. Seas at 3 metres with a 2.5 metre swell. Winds becoming southerly up to 20 knots. The high tide at 10:55. Sunrise at 6:30 and the sun to set at 7:47. Now looking ahead for Newcastle, temperatures dipping on Tuesday back to 22 degrees. Doesn't that sound nice? 25 on Wednesday. Still warm in Scone this week, but certainly an improvement on yesterday and today. 34 tomorrow, 30 30 on Tuesday, then 33 on Wednesday. And in Gosford, some showers and cooler temperatures this week. 24 expected on Tuesday, 28 on Wednesday. And log on to NBN's website for more news, sport and weather, nbnnews.com.au. Finally, in breaking news, a man is assisting police over 2 fires at Nabiac on the mid-north coast. The 32-year-old was arrested this afternoon and is being interviewed by detectives at Foster. And that is our bulletin for this Sunday.
From all of us here, good night.